So, you're thinking about buying a home. That's huge. But before you get the keys, you're going to run into one of the most important documents in the whole process, the property disclosure. Think of it as the key to unlocking a house's true story, and we're going to show you exactly how to read it like an expert.
And yeah, that's a serious question. Because that perfect house, the one with the amazing kitchen and the great yard, it has a past. And trust me, that past can have a huge impact on your future. Our mission today is to figure out how you can uncover those secrets before you sign on the dotted line.
So, what exactly is this thing? Well, to put it simply, it's a formal statement from the seller. It details everything they know about the property's condition, its history, the works. It's their legal obligation to tell you what they know, warts and all. Here's the best way to think about it. You would never, ever buy a used car without checking its history for accidents or major repairs, right? Well, a house is a way, way bigger investment. This document is your first and most important line of defense.
All right, we're going to break this down into 4 key areas. First up, let's talk about the physical nuts and bolts of the house itself. What is its body, its structure telling you? The disclosure is going to cover the basics, the age and general condition. But what you're really looking for are the specifics. We're talking about the big systems, plumbing, electrical, heating, any known environmental hazards. And it's not just about the house itself, but also problems on neighboring properties, and even whether it's in an earthquake zone. You are literally going to see these exact words on the form. This is the official language, and it covers everything from a tiny leaky faucet all the way up to a potential foundation issue. So anytime you see these words, your ears should perk up. A seller actually has to tell you about known issues on adjacent properties, things like major drainage problems or soil settling. Why? It's simple. A problem next door today can easily become your problem tomorrow. It is all connected.
Okay, a house isn't just a physical structure. It's also a legal one, and you absolutely need to know if it's been following the rules.
I mean, here's a classic example. A seller might be so proud to show off a brand new room addition or this gorgeous deck. But if they built it without getting a permit, that's not an asset. It's a potential financial time bomb waiting to go off.
And the difference here is, well, it's night and day. Permitted work has been inspected by the city for safety. It's all legal. It's above board. Unpermitted work is illegal. The city could hit you with fines. Or, in the absolute worst case scenario, they could force you to tear the whole thing down on your own dime. And it's not just about permits. Disclosure should also flag things like zoning violations. I mean, is the property being used in a way it wasn't zoned for? Are the buildings too close to the property line? It all comes down to the local city and county rules.
All right, let's move on to Section 3. You're not just buying a house. You're buying into a neighborhood, into a community. How your property interacts with everything around it is absolutely crucial. Okay, you're probably going to see this word pop up, easement. It sounds super complicated, but it's usually pretty simple. It might just mean the utility company has the right to access a power line in your backyard, or maybe you and your neighbor share a driveway. The important thing is you just need to know what rights to your own property you might be giving up.
Disclosures will also get into other community factors. Is there an HOA with a long list of rules you'll have to follow? Are there known persistent noise problems from next door? Or are there any ongoing fights over that fence you share with a neighbor?
So look, here's the bottom line. Finding out about these things before you buy can save you from years and years of frustration. This is all about making sure you get the peace and quiet that you're paying for.
And finally, let's talk money. Because the story of a house is very often told in its financial and legal documents. It's time to follow that paper trail.
You've got to remember, the purchase price is really just the beginning. The disclosure statement can reveal ongoing financial obligations that are going to affect your monthly budget for years, maybe even decades to come.
A perfect example of this is a special tax in California called Mello-Roos. Basically, it's an extra tax that some communities have to pay for cool new infrastructure. Think brand new parks, great schools, and roads. It's a bond that the homeowners pay for, and a lot of states have similar local taxes, so it's always something to ask about.
So what does this actually mean for you? Well, 1, you get to enjoy those awesome new facilities, but 2, you pay for them through an extra tax on top of your normal property taxes. And 3, that tax is a lien on your property, which just means you have to pay it. No getting around it. You also need to keep your eyes peeled for any other financial red flags. Are there any active lawsuits involving the property? any outstanding citations from the city, or other special taxes that the local government has put in place. All of this has to be disclosed. So, after hearing all this, I know it's easy to see the disclosure as this big, scary document. But that is completely the wrong way to look at it. It's not a verdict, it's your roadmap. It's the beginning of your investigation.
So here's what you really need to remember. First, read every single line, but don't just read it, connect the dots. A note about a small plumbing leak over here and a water stain mentioned over there might point to a much bigger problem. Second, ask questions about anything that seems even a little bit unclear. And finally, use all of this information to empower yourself.
Let this be your mantra. A really long disclosure with tons of details isn't necessarily a bad sign. An honest seller who discloses every little thing is often way better than one who gives you a suspiciously clean report. It's all about starting the right conversation. This knowledge is your power. It gives you the ability to negotiate better, to plan for future repairs, or, if you have to walk away from a really bad deal. So the only question left is, now that you know what to look for, what are you prepared to ask?